I got 600 subscribers, so I'm going to do a walkthrough of my third sketchbook. I'm actually skipping my second sketchbook because, well, it was just lame, and I didn't really like it. So, going straight for the third one. If you are new here, please hit the subscribe button, and if you enjoy watching me go through the sketchbook, give me a thumbs up. So, this was August to November of 1999. Seems like such a long time ago. A few notes in the front. I skipped a page for some reason. And then I started doing Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain, a really great book by Betty Edwards that a lot of art teachers use. And I just did some of the projects in there. I also like to write and keep a record, kind of a journal. Some pages are writing and some pages are drawings. Some of them are even prayers. So again, I was just doing some of the... Oh, there's a poem, Jabberwocky by Lewis Carroll. And I just was doing some of the Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain exercises, and they were extremely helpful, and I still do them from time to time. I'll revisit some of those. I teach high school and middle school, and had a chance to draw some of my middle school kids, and sometimes I go to a coffee shop and sit and draw, which is fun to do. I went to the Beau Rivage, which is a casino here on the Gulf Coast of Mississippi, and I drew some images there. This is just some more writing and journaling. I did several pictures while I was at the Beau Rivage that day, I think. I found some magazine clippings that I liked, and I taped them in. These are probably from an art magazine. I had a bottle of coffee that I bought. It was kind of a cool bottle, and I hung on to it for using as a vase, and I drew a picture of it. At the time, I did a lot better drawing inanimate objects than I did people, although I could draw my self-portrait okay, because I was familiar with my face. The coast is famous for its oak trees, and so I drew some of these oak trees. Jasper Johns was a big influence in my college days. And just various little sketches. I have no idea where that house is at, but it turned out kind of cool. That's a picture of my mom. I think again at the Beau Rivage, the fountain. Some of these sketches didn't turn out so good and I abandoned them. More students from middle school. And my shoe. I had my kids draw shoes a lot, so I drew some too. This was probably my first or second year teaching. Yeah, I think it was the second year teaching. I don't know why I taped that dollar there, I said to make my sketchbook worth more, but that's just kind of silly. I think that was from a National Geographic. That was my cat. I think that was my wife sleeping and her foot. It's hard to draw feet, so I was practicing. My wife reading a book. My wife reading a book. My wife reading a book. That was our old telephone number. That telephone no longer exists. I made that face up. I drew a picture of my watch. I think I had jury duty, maybe? An acorn. One of my students, poor guy. Another one of my students in middle school. One of my favorite bands, Starflyer 59. More journaling. Just some scratching some notes. And one of the teachers I worked with. One of my students. A project that I did for a friend of mine. Weird code that I made up. weird writing that I made up. A friend of mine from college. More notes. Glass of water that I had to drink. Tea, maybe. A spoon that I didn't get to finish. A car that was out in the parking lot. A friend of mine. Nope, that was one of my students. Sorry. And an old building. Some books. I don't know. About this time, I started filling sketchbooks and thinking that I needed to fill pretty much like every available space. You know, if I didn't draw on it, I needed to write on it. And of course, I did miss some pages along the way. I wasn't really great at filling the book completely, but I got better at it. As you'll see in some of my sketchbooks that are to come, I was pretty diligent about just filling all of the space as best I could. And I think that's it for this particular sketchbook. Thanks for watching. If you got any questions, let me know. Talk to you later. God bless.